Help! Help me! I can't make it. I can't.
Josh, I'm ready to go. Also, the car's running. We should have left like 5 minutes ago.
It's warm.
Are you done?
I'm done.
I'm done. I don't imagine this taking more than 2.5 hours.
Yep. Alright. We're at Raven's Roost.
We're on the side of a mountain.
Oh my gosh.
John, this is Abathor, and I am. I almost said John as well. First off, we're in Virginia. So yeah, we're in the park, or on the parkway, near a place called Raven's Roost that is in the Blue Ridge Mountains, near the Shenandoah Valley. This guy was originally from Massachusetts, now in Boston's married and has a kid on the way. This guy, he's still in New York. And he's doing some awesome work out there. So about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I moved to Virginia, so I'm living in Virginia. But here's the deal. We are in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
The camera's slipping. The camera's slipping.
Right.
Push it.
Oh no,
there
you
got it.
Did the whole car just move?
We're gonna die.
Dude, if I lose Mo because he falls over the side of a mountain.
You're gonna lose more than Mo. You're gonna lose us.
It'll be good. All right, let's do this.
Bye!
A few moments later.
Alright, gentlemen. We're in the woods. It's been long. We're lost. We don't know where we're going. We're looking for chipmunks to eat. But it's so cold.
Dude,
It's
we've
so
been out
cold.
here for
It's
we've been out here for 3 days. No food, no. Oh dude. I
Oh,
think I
stick.
found some moss.
Oh, moss.
You see that fresh?
Eat it.
See that fresh? Oh, okay. Ooh, it's not ripe. You know what? We may be starving, but beggars can't be choosers.
We may never survive.
So,
If you find this, babe, I love you.
I don't love that babe. My babe, I love you.
Woo!
Hey, where's the car? Did you forget the car?
I don't have a babe.
Oh.
I thought I was your babe. What is this? I thought I was your babe.
We're having issues, man.
We'll get there.
We'll have to talk.
But I love it. But I love it. I can't feel my legs when I'm with you. Wait, that's a problem. That was really disappointing.
Where do we need to sit? We try to hold my hand.
It's actually cold.
The wind is literally going through my pants. It's so cold. So. Hey, hold on. Does anybody have a tissue?
I do.
That's
Oh,
good to know.
that sucks.
You gave me a package?
Okay, hold up. Here. Hold this. Josh, he is a coach. He was a coach. He has started a business. He is like doing like all this like crazy stuff now. He's married. He's going to be a dad.
I'm going to be a dad.
No, we can't. No, not a. Jared is creativity and he is energy. So if you need those two things, yeah. This is the ideas guy. This guy makes it happen. And I'm the.
MK just rooted.
Yeah, I'm the guy with the camera. Like, I'm the paparazzi stalking them. These guys are amazing, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about real life and how life can be tricky. We've all talked about goals. A lot of you guys watching this, I know we've had the whole like 5-year plan conversation and where we want to be, things like that. But we hit roadblocks. And so, what are some of the roadblocks that you guys hit along the way?
Well, job. I mean, kind of a classic one. Longest time you're pursuing like, this is a dream career. I'll take all these steps to your dream career, dream job, and sometimes it's just not how life works. Like, you get a job and you make the most of it. But sometimes you lose a job for unexpected reasons. And I remember just like hitting that roadblock of losing a job that I had poured a lot into and had a lot of potential in, and looked like the next 5 years of my life were planned out. And God kind of has a funny way of just reminding you that our ways are sometimes not his ways. His plans are established, and when we have our plans, that God, we submit them to God, because honestly, he's the one with the ultimate plan. So jobs were definitely a funny one off the bat. Like, put a lot into it, and a lot of stock into living that kind of success lifestyle, and you get hit with a job that falls through, and sometimes you just got to take the dirt job in order to make ends meet. And it's totally okay. Like, your life is still great. You're not defined by what you do. You're defined by your identity in Christ. So cling to that, and that would be, that'd be a roadblock.
Preach it, brother. Oh, my roadblock. I think the biggest one has been my health, too, with Abe over here. One day things are going well, and bam, another day you get a diagnosis that, oh, your life is about to change, and everything you thought you once could do, you can no longer do. When I was 18 years old, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So for those who don't know that, that's an autoimmune disease in your GI system. So mouth to bottom, like you can go anywhere. And so that was what was first. And then about a year later, I was diagnosed with a rare form of Crohn's, which is Crohn's of the kidney, extraintestinal Crohn's. And so that inflammation went into my kidney and kind of brought my kidney function down from a normal person's to that of like 30% of a normal person's. So that maybe causes the joint problems. We don't really know. Anyways, just the other couple weeks ago, just dealing with that and wanting to do things. I drive pretty hard, and I want to achieve, and I want to run, and there's just so many things I want to do. But at the end of the day, learning to really take it easy and rest and ask my wife for help, it's kind of humbling, and she's awesome. Thank you, babe. Shout out to Jordan. And so, yeah, learning to rest, ask for help, and not push so hard.
Oh, it's so soft. I feel so sad now.
Hey, I'm not eating that. I'm kidding. They're just like sniffing it.
Roadblocks can just be straight up like life. So at least for all of us here, we're all young professionals. We all work, and sometimes you just have a bad day, and you're like, all right, we know truth, we know what's right, we know what to do. Sometimes we're just not feeling it. And that is where it comes down to, it's trusting God and looking to Him. And we're here saying that this is real life and it's not easy. Jerry, what do you think, what's been good for you? And again, this is not like how we're just, I guess, sharing here.
What's been good for you?
What has helped you besides crying in your bathtub, ice cream, and calling me and crying? A lot more.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due, just to Jesus. Definitely holds you up when life gets rough. He's the one who defines what's true, even when you do have those rough days, especially when you work full time. A lot of your work takes over lots of parts of your lives, especially when my job sometimes fluctuates into my daily life, meaning like when I go home and stuff. So I'm just kind of relying on Jesus, and that would definitely be just one of the big good things. Another thing is just to kind of rest and do things you love, and be with the people you love. I mean, conversation, anything as simple as just being and watching a movie to rest and to kind of let loose. I think sometimes, we take a job or we take a bad life situation and we make it so much deeper than it actually is, and it hurts parts of our soul, when honestly all it did was maybe screw up just the day alone, and that was it. Third deal, when honestly what's really true is stuff like being with family and being with friends, or being with the ones you love, and for this guy being with his wife, just getting to talk and unwind, and honestly just know that like God's got it. That's honestly kind of the truth. God's got everything. Nothing is always as screwed up as it seems, because you're not supposed to have it together in the first place. Enjoying life, life is to be enjoyed. It's supposed to be filled with joy. So like, when life is rough, like this is not a hey suck it up, buttercup sort of deal. It's a look to the author of life in that sort of scenario, because in that case, like there's something wrong, there's something up, and there's a God who wants to take it, who says I'm the one who's in control, so I want it. Dude, that's so much freeing. Especially when you say like what is good. That is good. That is good when you can sit and say, well, this really sucks, and God's like, yeah, it does. Here, let me take it. And you're like, oh, thanks, Lord. No longer on my shoulders anymore. That and otters. Love otters.
Otters are great. They're cute.
Otters.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
I like otters.
You can put the little like
Everyone has their
silent
thing.
judgment little ding thing right here.
But I think that that and a lot of times it's looking at the big picture, because life isn't all about us. It's about what God is doing in us and in our situation and in the people around us. And when we focus on ourselves and our lives, yeah, we're really depressing. But when you step back and look at the big story of what God is doing, it's still a mess, but you know that this is a chapter of God's story and what he's doing. And that's been really helpful for me, especially those days when you don't feel that. And yeah. How about you, Josh?
I think the biggest thing for me, a lot of what Jared said, of finding good people, finding what's true and right, and knowing like who I am, my identity, and being that rooted in Jesus when work is tough and I feel like I'm failing or not doing a good job or not supporting Jordan enough or not being a good husband or not being a good potential dad. It's like, no, you know what? Like I have my part to do, and that is I need to do it to the best of my ability of what God has put in front of me. But at the end of the day, God is the one who's doing the work. He's the one that's in it and through it, and it's not about me. Abe was talking about this last night. Abe often reminds me, it's not about me, Josh. Josh, it's not about you. My parents remind me of that. Josh, it's not about you, but sometimes you're a little hot-headed, and so you're like, it's all about me. I got to do what I got to do, and leave me alone. And so being in community, I think, is the biggest piece of helping me remember that it's not. Real life moments, it's hard to figure out what's next. That's kind of been my thing. It's like, okay, there's been a lot of things I wanted to do. A lot of those things have happened, and now I feel like I'm kind of drifting there. I'm kind of floating in the water, just chilling. And I'm cold because I'm not moving anymore. Like I'm cold right now.
I thought you were actually complaining about
you're
being
actually
cold right now.
cold.
Hint. But all that being said, that at the end of the day, resting in the fact that God's gonna show us what's next, show us the next step.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of trust there, there's a lot of faith there, but that's what it's all about. It's not always easy, but it's needed. And so spending the time to have the space in the margins, I think, is another important thing.
Yeah.
Not being so busy.
Last question here, Jared. Whose butt would you rather squeeze?
Ooh. Josh is.
Yes!
I've seen some good shots of it in some of our former videos, and I've thought about it before.
Woo! I'm just more modest.
Just reach your hand and
I'm just.
yeah, Abe, I love your butt too, but you gotta be
Yeah,
honest
right,
about
just get
these
out of
ones.
here.
Which
Let's get out.
We're
Yeah,
done
bye.
here.
What the heck are you talking about?
out to Rachel for these questions.
Hi, Rachel.
Rachel! Well done. You did well.
Rachel wants to know who you would push off a mountain first.
Probably Jared. Because honestly, like he would be the first one to actually trip off the mountain. So
That
it might
is-
not actually be a push. Like it might not be my fault. I could get away scotch-free.
Yeah, I would just have Abe start filming Josh and I, and he wouldn't be paying attention. He would slowly fall off the mountain.
That's a good one.
We almost missed our turn. to the airport.
Almost missed our turn.
Got distracted. That was lame.
It's cold. My hands are actually.
Want me to clap for you?
Sure. That was
awesome.
All right, Jared, your turn.
There we go.
What? What other people don't know?
No, I'm just.
Cut, like real
Yeah.
quick. Sounds like a wild moose.
Sounds like sickness. I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded by sickness.
Be a man, alright?
Hey, you know, we could finish this in the car. Or I could grab a blanket. Let's keep going.